Hello and welcome to Rogue Media Top 10s, featuring the horror movie podcast BooBaes, hashing out slashers one gory film at a time. I'm your co-host Joshua.
And I'm your co-host Caitlin.
And this is the top 10 horror movie sequels of the 1980s. Number 10, Jaws 3, released in 1983. Yes, we know this one's a controversial pick, but Jaws 3 has earned its cult stripes over the years, thanks to its gloriously campy 3D effects and SeaWorld setting that screams 80s in the best way. Dennis Quaid tries to keep it together while a massive great white shark terrorizes the park. The logic is shaky, but the underwater tunnels and cheesy visuals give it undeniable charm. Now let's be honest, there's nothing more craptacular than a shark crashing through a window.
Number 9, Psycho 2, released in 1983. After more than 20 years, Bates is back. Anthony Perkins steps back into Norman Bates' skin like he never left, and the film pulls off a tricky balance. It honors Hitchcock's original while carving out its own psychological horror vibe. It's not just a sequel, it's a clever meditation on guilt, manipulation, and whether true rehabilitation is even possible. Low expectations made this one a sleeper hit, and it holds up surprisingly well today.
Number 8, House 2, The Second Story, released in 1987. If you're looking for logic or consistency, turn back now, but if you're here for a good time, House 2 delivers. This sequel ditches the darker tone of the original in favor of something more whimsical, like a haunted buddy adventure. House 2 leans in so hard into bonkers territory that it actually works. Think Evil Dead meets The Goonies with a haunted mansion twist. This one's a cult favorite for a reason. Fun, fast-paced, and totally unpredictable, House 2 is a perfect reminder that horror sequels can just be simply weird.
Number 7, Friday the 13th Part 4, The Final Chapter, released in 1984. Spoiler alert, this isn't the final chapter, but it sure felt like a mic drop moment for the series, for this is where the franchise really hit its bloody stride. The gore here is top tier, courtesy of makeup effects legend Tom Savini. Throw in a little Corey Feldman and a lot of Crispin Glover, and you get a true 80s bonanza. Final chapter might not have closed the book on Jason, but it nailed everything fans love about the series.
Number 6, Creepshow 2, released in 1987. This anthology sequel leans into pulp with 3 tales of terror, one featuring a vengeful wooden Native American statue, another featuring some good old-fashioned hitchhiking mayhem, and the last featuring an oil slick from hell.
Nope. Just nope.
George Romero and Stephen King both return for this follow-up, and their fingerprints are all over it, serving up horror that's rougher around the edges and with a nasty charm all its own. Long live the creep.
Number 5, Aliens, released in 1986. James Cameron didn't just make a sequel, he created a new beast entirely. Aliens takes the slow burn terror of Ridley Scott's original and cranks it into a full-blown sci-fi blitz with a healthy dose of dread. Sigourney Weaver returns as Ripley, and this time she's locked and loaded. The pacing is relentless, the action is intense, unless we forget that unforgettable showdown with the Queen. Get away from her.
Number 4, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, released in 1982. This is a sequel that baffled and later converted a generation of fans. Relegating Michael Myers to a movie within a movie, which is very meta by the way, Halloween 3 instead goes full Twilight Zone with its own witchy tale, featuring an evil toy company and a doomsday plan tied to ancient Celtic magic. Tom Atkins leads the charge with his usual rugged charm, and that ending still hits hard. This standalone Halloween trick is a real treat.
Number 3, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, released in 1987. Dream stalker extraordinaire Freddy Krueger achieved his horror icon status in this fan favorite of the series. Bringing back Nancy from the original and introducing a group of sleep-deprived teens, Elm Street 3 blew the lid off the franchise with its mix of fright and fun, even adding extra emotional weight as the kids, each with their own traumatic pasts, enter the dream world battlefield to face their fear, whose name is Fred. Dream Warriors absolutely screams 80s at the top of its lungs.
Number 2, Day of the Dead, released in 1985. Closing out George Romero's Of the Dead trilogy, this one, set in an underground military bunker, trades action for claustrophobic tension and psychological breakdowns. Tom Savini, again the makeup artist here, hits a new level of grotesque brilliance. and while Day of the Dead is a bit slower than Dawn of the Dead, it's still intensely grim and deeply human in all the best and worst ways. Romero doesn't just make zombie movies, he makes pressure cookers of human collapse.
And finally, number 1 on our list is none other than Evil Dead 2, released in 1987. Now this is how you do a sequel, or a remake, or both. It's gorier, funnier, and even more kinetic than the original. Ash goes from being a scared everyman to a chainsaw-wielding legend in under 90 minutes. There's slapstick, stop motion, and gallons of blood flying everywhere, all awash in that distinctive Raimi energy. Evil Dead 2 doesn't just raise the bar, it chops it in half with a chainsaw and laughs in your face.
And these were our top 10 horror movie sequels of the 1980s.
If you enjoyed this video, or if you love films with a side of gore, check out our horror movie podcast, BooBaes, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm your co-host, Caitlin.
And I'm your co-host, Joshua.
And thanks for watching.